Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Ocean Chief. We're back. It's Tier 2, Monaco. The guys are already on track. Sorry for the the lateness of the stream, but yeah, I was very busy and we're struggling for commentators recently, so I will be going solo on this one. We joined the session, let's get up to speed. Matt has put a 10 flat on the board. As I say that, Christian pips him by the smallest of margins. And Christian P1 then, and McLaren. Who else have we got out there at the minute? Our gamer is in the pits. Equals goes 109.5. That's 5/10 faster than anybody. That is a pretty good banker lap. Still lots of time left in this session. At least 2 more runs left for the guys here. So yeah, Equals is the man of the moment. We have Run Cruiser as well out there, navigating his way through traffic. Looks like he's going fairly slow here. Let's have a look. Some information on the screen for you guys. Yeah, it looks like he's not using ERS here much, and may well come into the pits. Bit of a scrappy. Oh no, he decides to go on for another lap. Let's see what he's got in the bank for this one. It's good enough for P5. It was P4 and then got pushed down by Gianna's Crawley Voice crossing the line. And yeah, I completely got that wrong. Run Cruiser was on a lap there and it was a pretty decent one, but Crawley Voice with a 10 flat, that is pretty good. But I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more 9s before this session is out. So let me know in chat if anybody is available to say if the audio levels are okay. As I said, I've joined the session quite late, so hopefully everything is going as it should. And let's have a look. We do have the Tier 3 winner, Zoom. Pretty dominant display yesterday. Controlled the race for pretty much the entirety of the race. Crawley Voice was giving him a run for his money, but let's see what he can do in his session. He invalidates his first run, so that indicates he's pushing just a little bit. We've also got Dice out there, futuristic, Dice 12.7, not a great time from him. He's done 2 laps on these tires, so I'm not sure what his thinking is here, because he's quite low on ERS, so he's not going to get round with full ERS usage, which is definitely not ideal. Maybe Dice is using this qualifying as a practice session. Who else have we got? Our gamer is on a lap. Let's go and join him. He is making his way down to the hairpin, and oh, misses the apex there. Has to go wide. Might have compromised his line somewhat. The 2 right-handers navigates nice and tidy through the swim pool section. Down through the tunnel we go, and into the chicane. This one is a tricky one, very technical. You want to cut a lot of the apexer, which our gamer does nicely. Down to back corner, swing it in, but that right-hand wall is ever looming. And then through the swim pool section, yes, we are having to cut a bit of track there as well. It does make the car a little bit unstable. And yeah, it's up to the driver just to control that and carry the momentum through. He's on the start-finish rate. He's about to hit the start-finish line. It's a 109.3 from our gamer. Nice lap from him. Looked pretty tidy out there, but I think there's time in that lap as well. So that is a good showing for our gamer, who is leading the championship, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. We do have other drivers on track. We've got Futuristic joining us as well from Tier 3. So I guess with the lull in the action here, we can just have a look at our drivers. Yeah, we've got Crawley Voice. Is full-time in Tier 3 and Tier 2. Lepson as well. Familiar face in Tier 3 and Tier 2. But I think Futuristic really is, I believe, the only... Actually, the Zoom and Futuristic both the reserves today, as Futuristic bounces off the wall, and we may see a lot of that during this session, a lot of kissing of the wall. So these guys will have to wash their mouths out after this race, as I'm sure those walls have seen a lot of action over the years. Oh my god, R-Gamer, what are you doing out there? He goes faster on his second lap. That is on the same set of tires as he set that pole lap. So yeah, I did say he had extra time in that lap, and he decided to go on and find it. So it is possible to do 2 laps on one set of softs, consecutive laps. So that is interesting to know. R-Gamer will be happy with that. Equals has came out of the pits and will look to challenge R-Gamer. Matt as well. Christian out there and Giannis all on their outlaps. Giannis is the first guy to cross the line. Let's see. Oh, it looked like he had a big moment going into turn 1. Yeah, and totally abandons the lap altogether. Hoodum jumps up to P6. He just completed a lap there. He's right behind Giannis here. He'll catch him. Maybe going on for another lap here. We have seen it before with other drivers. Matt is on a lap. He's in sector 1 heading into sector 2. His sector 1 time looks like it's up slightly. And navigates the hairpin nice and hits the apex nicely. Gets on the curve in the first part of this. Right-hander, second right-hander. You just want to get as close to the wall as possible. Swing it out. Both walls, in fact, on the exit as well. You want to get very close to that. And Matt he's came off the throttle, so he has abandoned this lap. He wasn't liking how that was going. Run cruiser up to P5 in the background. Missed that. Nice lap from him, so that is as close to a 9 as you're probably going to get in this session. Equals, let's have a look at him. He is on a lap here. He is in sector 2. We should get a sector 2 time pretty soon. As he makes his way through to back corner, we should get a sector 2 time coming up right now. He is up on his time. It isn't enough to take pole, but if he navigates this last few corners with haste, he will take pole. So let's see, he gets a nice bit of momentum on that swing into the last corner, onto the start-finish raid, and it is not enough for pole. It is pretty much matching R-Gamer's time, but just the slimmest of margins. And in the background, Smelto at some point set a 109.6. I have to say that is very impressive stuff from Smelto. We've seen some fine performances from him over the last few seasons, but that quali lap definitely a standout achievement for him. P3, and we still have time left on the clock. Time for me to just take a breather. Jeez. Dice still out. Actually, he's got a new set of boots on. He is out on a fresh set of softs, so we will sit back and enjoy a little bit of Dice POV. Missing apexes, it seems. How do you miss apexes when you're using racing line? Sounds like a setup of a good punchline. Ooh, bit scrappy through there, yep. Is up on his time though, 6/10 almost, and we've just got a few more corners to navigate here. That is probably one of the sketchiest parts of Monaco, heading for that swimming pool section with full throttle. Oh, and he clips it back wheel. Oh, and he just about gets it steady as he makes his way up to start finish line, and it's 11 flat for him. That is not good from a driver who typically excels in TT like setups. And yeah, Monaco, this is a TT like setup session, whatever you want to call it. But Dice is obviously not put the work in this week unless he can show his something magical in his final run. So let's have a look. We got Crawley Voice finish P2 yesterday in Tier 3's race. Picked up front wing damage twice, had to pit 2 times. One was the normal pit stop, but I had to compromise and pit a little bit early. It looks like Crawley's going very slowly through Sector 3 here, setting himself up. So Not sure if that was an out lap or an abandoned hot lap, but he is now heading into turn 1. This is definitely going to be a hot lap here. Swings it in, bit scrappy through turn 1, and heads up the hill. It's so enjoyable just to watch on board of a driver as they navigate through here, just to see what their particular style is as he comes out wide again. The car does seem a bit loose here. He doesn't seem to have full control of the car. Into sector 2, we'll have a look at the sector 2 time. It does come up quite late. It's after Tobacco Corner. Just as they're entering in the swimming pool section, so a long way to go to the sector 2 time as he makes his way down to the chicane, Nouvelle chicane I believe it's called, or something like that. And yeah, Crowley continuing on in this lap, so it shows that he is, ooh, and that's a big cut. That will invalidate your time, so we're going to see Crowley was no doubt peel into the pits here, and that 109 eludes him for the moment. Another tier 3 driver is Lepson, who does seem to be struggling here. Had a pretty good race yesterday, I have to say. Finished P3 if I'm not wrong, maybe P4 actually. Lepson up out to cross the line here, and let's have a look. Looked like a bit of a bad exit from the final corner, but he does improve by almost 4 tenths, 3.5 tenths. Puts him up to P11, 10.2 for Lepson. It's not actually a bad lap, but in tier 2 you want to be in the 9s if you want to be at the front end of the grid. And I believe that was Crystals. Puts in a 109.736. Good enough for P6 for now. Matt as well is out there, but he has abandoned his lap because he's invalidated it. We also have Equals, not on a lap, so he must have had a really bad turn 1 there because he's completely abandoned that lap before even getting through sector 1. Run Cruiser as well, and someone else jumped up the order there. I think that was Giannis, I believe. Up to P4, 109.6 for him. Run Cruiser. Is he on a lap here? Looks like he is indeed. He's currently P9. 8 tenths off our gamer in P1, so he knows there's a lot of time out there to find today. Whether or not he can find it or not, and I don't think, is he? I think he might not be using your ERS here, which may indicate he's come off the lap. I was wrong before, so we'll stick with him. Through the back corner. Through the swim pool section, full commitment, and it looks like he's going for it on this lap, so I might be wrong here. He may well improve on this lap. I missed the sector 2 time. P9 for now. Is he going to improve as he crosses the line? He does by 2.5 tenths, so that's good enough for P9. He gets himself a 109, but it's a high 109. You really need a low 109 to get to the front end of the grid. Lepson is out. Who else have we got out there? We've got Equals, started the lap. He has navigated turn 1 a bit more successfully than the last time. And we're keeping an eye as well. Christian has got himself up to P3 with a 109.4. And I wonder, is that him coming round the final corners? Yeah, it is indeed. He's setting himself up for another lap, it looks like. Yep, so he's going to go for another lap. So he will cross the line with 20 seconds to spare. Equals in the middle of the lap. This is his last chance of glory. Is he going to pip our gamer to the post? Our gamer on an out lap. Is our gamer going to make it to the line? He is. I can just about see him about to cross the line. So he's timed out really well. And may not actually need to defend that pole position. Time of 109.2, but we will see. Equals is on it right now. He's making his way for the final 2 corners. And it's all about that run down onto the start finish straight. You want to get a good exit. It looked like he did that, and look at that, 109 flat, almost a 108 from Equals. And our gamer is out there. Would have seen that flash up on his screen. He knows what he's got to do, but let's have a look. Christian as well. Giannis crossing the line up to P4. Giannis with a solid qualifying performance. Christian has invalidated his lap time, so that's him out of the running. Our gamer is on a lap here. Let's have a look. Sector 2, he is half a tenth up on his time. That won't be enough for pole, but he can pick up some more time. Going through swimming pool. Oh, it says 2/10 there. This could be pole. This could be pole. It's all about these last 2 corners for our gamer. He's got a car ahead, but it's far enough to get. Oh, what a big moment there as he gets on the throttle. Too greedy. He takes a chunk out of the wall, and that was faster than his previous lap, I believe, but not fast enough to take pole. That mistake out of the last corner cost our gamer pole position, but he did get himself pretty close to equals time. So that 108 eludes us. We may see that feature in tomorrow's stream in Tier 1, but for now it's 109, so 110s all the way, apart from these guys at the back struggling for pace. Schemagus, Dice, and Futuristic getting himself into the 10s. Did not race yesterday, so that's a decent time from him, but we'll be starting at the back of the grid. And yeah, I mean, it's 39 laps, so as for tire strats, anything goes. Soft, medium, hard, soft. Yeah, they can all work, but track position on this track is key, and it surprisingly doesn't feature many safety cars. We didn't see any full safety cars during Tier 3's race, although there was plenty of opportunity for the safety car to come out. We did get a VSC, and our gamer saying, hope you got that on stream. Of course I did, bro. That's going to be the next short, if we ever put out any more YouTube shorts. I wish I had a replay function, actually. I would replay that to death, slow motion, and lament on your mistake. It was good enough for P2 though, so our gamer will be happy enough with that. Front row start. I mean, it is tempting to start on the softs, I guess, but once you pit, you will be in traffic, and that's what these drivers are weighing up right now. Is it worth the risk? On a track where track position is so key. Looks like we are going to get a dry Monaco, which is probably a good thing, as it is a very, very long race. 39 laps. They are short laps, but they are so intense for the drivers. One mistake, 1 millimeter wrong here or there, and it will cost you the race, potentially. Front wing damage tends to lead to further front wing damage, as the car becomes even harder to steer and navigate these corners. We saw that yesterday with a few drivers picking up a little bit of yellow damage, and then soon it became orange damage, and soon they realized they had to pit, and that may well compromise the strategies of a few drivers out there, but they all are well versed in this track. They all know the challenge it does bring to them, and they signed up for this, so no going back now. And I tell you what, after you do a race in Monaco, if you do see that finish line, it's like you've literally achieved something in your life. You know, you feel like you've accomplished something. You survived the carnage that was Thunderdome. Such a unique track. A lot of drivers don't like it, but this calendar that we're running this season for the tiers was a driver voted season, so each driver voted on their favorite tracks, and that's tracks we included. Monaco, I don't know what sicko decided to vote for it, but it does present its own unique challenges, so it's good to see it on the calendar this season. And we are about to witness some, I dare say carnage, but we're going to witness something. We're going to witness something. Oh god, I have to do a restart. I will try my best. We will ride on board of Giannis. Looks like everybody's got into their grid slots. And we are about to get underway. Yeah, The lights are up, the lights are gone already, and Gianna's getting off to a brilliant start. Christian, not the greatest of starts, almost got overtaken by 2 cars. Gets sent out wide there. I don't know if there was a bit of contact, but Christian has lost 2 positions. There is drama at the back as well. We're seeing positions changing throughout the field. Christian as well is fighting for that position back on Matt. They're going side by side down into this right-hander. Oh, and Matt is not playing. That isn't even Matt, that is Smelto. So Christian is fighting hard to gain some of these positions back. He has lost 3 positions in 1 lap, and we aren't even under. We haven't even got to the finish line yet. So Christian has got himself into a bit of bother here. And he'll try to settle down and get back up to speed here, as he looked like he struggled under braking there. The back end getting a bit loose, and everybody looking like they got through the chicane nicely. No damage, no carnage to speak of just yet, but Equals in the lead of the race with Gamer right behind him, and Gianna's starting to fall off. These guys are ready, which is not a good sign for him. Maybe had a bad lap there, but Equals, of course, setting the fastest lap. That will give us an indicator of who is on the pace right now. Equals 1:15.5, so we'll keep that in mind, as that time will just get faster as the session goes on and the fuel is dumped and the fresher tires come on. But Giannis, of course, wants to get within DRS range of the cars in front. He doesn't want these guys getting away too far. But yeah, Gamer and Equals look like this battle for the win right now is between them. And even Gamer seems to be struggling a wee bit behind Equals. 7/10. Really, you want to be you want a bit lower than that, just to give you some safe margin. But yeah, Gamer is probably just thinking it's early days yet. We just want to bring the car home. We don't want to pick up damage early in the race. And I tell you what, Giannis. Maybe they're not actually. It looks like Gamer and Equals are just going for it here. Giannis 2.2 behind. And at this point I have to wonder, is Matt getting held up? As Equals second lap, 1:11.5. Equals the fastest man on track at the moment. Out in front with clear air, obviously is helping him a lot. And we've got Matt here still stuck behind Giannis. I have to say, he's not exactly pushing him through corners here. Maybe he's just biding his time, but yeah, this is the big challenge in Monaco. If you're stuck behind a slower car, I mean, what do? You've got a few options. You can try sending it somewhere on track. You can try to outthink or outmaneuver the driver head with the use of ERS. But the other option is also the pit stops. You can try an undercut, overcut. Try something different, I guess, you know, if you really want to push for that. Did see a move at the back there. I think that was futuristic and dice balance. So let's have a look at what's happening back here. Schemagus as well is in this, and Schemagus and Dice, ooh, almost bit of contact there. Dice back end getting loose on the exit off to back, and through swimming pool as well. So yeah, this is another challenge of Monaco, following cars at such a close distance. And Dice is struggling here, and it's that's why Dice had damage. Dice had damage. That explained why Schemagus was pushing him through the final corners of the lap. So lap 4, and Dice is getting a front wing, and he is actually not put a new front wing on, which would indicate to me that he did not select new front wing. And if he has yellow orangey damage, that means sometimes they won't. Oh my word! Larson, his life flashed before his eyes as Dice did not navigate that pit exit. It is a tight exit line, but you do have to be careful on the exit there. I mean, you can't just fly into the path of another driver. Dice now in last, but on fresh tires and possibly with a broken front wing, so not the best days for Dice out there. But let's go up front again. It's Equals with a 0.6 lead over P2 championship leader Gamer. Giannis drops further back, And yeah, this is starting to cause a bit of an issue because Matt is now got backed up into Smelto, who's now backed up into Christian, and also Hoodham joins the DRS train. Run Cruiser is just about to join it also. So Giannis is proving to be somewhat of a roadblock here, but he does look like he has decent enough pace. But they're definitely dropping back off the lead pack for now. Dice is in the pits again, as I thought he would do, because he needs to get that front wing change, I'd imagine, but picks up a 5-second speeding penalty. So front wing damage, 5-second speeding penalty, and we're on lap 5. That's Dice's race. And oh my god, I just saw a change of position there briefly. Hoodham P6. Oh, Hoodham in the wall. Hoodham hit the wall, and is that damage for Hoodham? That could be slight damage. We're not seeing any visual damage, but he is clocking the wall a number of times. And he's dropped off the pace. Oh, Christian in the pits as well. So Christian also might have picked up damage here already. He is in the pits. He's going to put on a set of hards with a front wing change. So this is a bad to worse start for Christian. Obviously, looks like he's had a coming together with Hoodham, possibly Smelto as well. So Christian is one of the guys who were earmarked for the favourite for the championship, but right now P13, and he's coming out of the pits very slow. Don't know if that was don't know what that was about actually. Just seemed like he had problems getting up to speed, but we're back up to speed now. But look at that P15 for Christian on new hards, and he's got traffic ahead as we see Crystals is struggling out there as well. I wonder if we're going to see a bit of damage on Crystal's cars, because yeah, we do. We see some end plate missing. We see Christian gets a 3-second penalty. That must have been a weird spot. I believe that would have been hairpin maybe if he cut that. That can cause you to pick up a penalty. Sometimes a 5-second penalty. Aye. Yeah. Christian right now needs a safety car. With Skamagas in the pits. Crawley Voice in the pits. Lap 7. This indicates these guys are getting new front wings. So I think that's 4 front wings I've seen go on cars so far. And we have 17 drivers out there, so we may well run out of wings at some point during this race. So Crawley Voice, Skamagas. Crawley Voice actually jumping Skamagas in the pits. So all is not lost. He is not last. That accolade. Oh, and we got Crystals has retired in the pits, it looks like. So he's decided he's had enough. Dice in the pits once more. And he's going to serve his 5-second penalty. Put on another front wing. And put on a set of hards, I believe. And Dice has been lapped. It is lap 6. Say no more. Equals out in front is getting a bit of pressure here from our gamer. Matt in the pits as well. This is unusual. I don't think that was for a front wing. I don't think so. Lepson also in. He's getting a front wing, so plenty of front wings, plenty of damage happening out there. With these lead pair emerging relatively unscathed for now. I am constantly checking these front wings to see if I can see any missing parts, but yeah, not happening for now. And Lepson comes out. Where did he come out? He came out just behind Futuristic, but he's got Crawley Voice behind him. Crawley Voice got his tires up to temperature, so he's going to have a bit of pace, but again, track position is key. He's going to struggle to pass Lepson up ahead here, as Lepson gets his tires up to temperature. Okay, we've got Tipsy Bob in chat. Hello, Tipsy. 6 laps into Monaco, and Dice still alive. There is a gut. I mean, you say alive. He's had 3 front wing changes, 5-second speeding penalty. And yeah, I don't know. And he's lapped. And I think he's probably going to get lapped again here at some point. He is not having a good time out there. I guess this is what happens when you don't practice. It looks to me like Dice has not put practice in. And at a track like Monaco, that is going to be glaringly obvious as we go up front once again. Equals and R Gamer just seem to be having their own race today. R Gamer keeping that DRS range, and I think that's all he's worried about at the moment. Both of them sitting around 75 to 80% ERS. So this is we're entering mind game territory, aren't we? It's who is going to blink first, who's going to pit, and for what tire. If we look at the gaps actually to the leader, we can see that like pit stops around about 20 to 25 seconds, I'd imagine. So if Eagles pits now, he's going to come out around about P8. With everybody ahead of him still having to pit, so obviously no reason to pit right now, but worth keeping in mind just what that gap is behind, because if they can slot in somewhere and give themselves a bunch of free air, that will work out for them. What you don't want here is traffic. Traffic will kill your pace pretty quickly, and we've all been there, I'm sure. As Janice, just to indicate the speed of this front pair of Equals and R Gamer, Janice is 9 seconds behind, and we're in lap 10, so that's like a second a lap. So we saw in quali, it was very Futuristic's out. It looks like a DNF. Is that on track? That looks like it's in the pits. So we've had another driver tap out. They've had enough. But yet Dice remains. He's still in it. He's not giving up. As he completely misses the apex of that corner. Let's see, Equals coming under a little bit of pressure here. R Gamer, I mean, R Gamer too far back to make anything work, as we see a yellow flag actually, and that looks like it's Crowley voice. He's in the swimming pool or he's just came out of the chicane, Nouvelle chicane, and he looks like he's idle at the side of the road. We do not have we had a brief yellow. We don't have any safety car here. No VSC either, so the front guys can breathe a sigh of relief, as they've worked hard to get this gap to Giannis up to 9.4 seconds, and again this train behind Giannis now only containing Smelto and Hoodem, so Run Cruiser falling off the pace a little bit. Basco, yeah, the gaps are getting pretty big here in the midfield, but there is a battle for P3 and of course the battle for P1 when we got Giannis pulls into the pits. I see Giannis on mediums, so it looks like Giannis is going to go for that medium hard strategy, and no front wing change, so he's had a clean first stint. Bablo said, I said SC is disabled in Monaco, you do not believe me. And yeah, we don't trust Greeks, Mr. Babs. That's not me saying that, that's Bob. I do agree though. They still haven't give back the bail. Yeah, man, where's my money, bro? Where's my money, bro? Jenna's coming out P9, and yeah, so Matt up to P8. So even though Matt, yeah, he pitted much earlier, onto the mediums, indicating us. And we got a pit stop from Equals. He is the first to blink. R Gamer choosing not to follow him into the pits, but it's going to be interesting to see where does Equals come out. Looks like around about P6, P7 if I'm not mistaken. We've got Hoodem in the pits as well, so yeah, the medium guys starting to think about this. I mean, you can get to the hards to the end. It is a long stint as Equals is passed by Run Cruiser, who still has to pit, so equals the top runner of the guys who have pitted. And he has a bit of clear air up ahead, not too much actually. He will come up against Run Cruiser, and that might play into the hands of our gamer, who may well stay out and do the overcut, hoping that Equals does get caught up in a bit of traffic. Not sure what our gamer is going to go for here. He has a whole lot to think about it, but I mean, you can't really think about it too much. You're doing flat out around Monaco. Doesn't leave much room for brain power, but our gamer has shown some big brain moments in the past, and he does come into the pits, chooses to respond to Equals undercut, and wants to cover that off as let's see, Basco. Oh, Equals getting past Run Cruiser. Not sure where that happened, but yeah, that is ideal for Equals. Our gamer coming out of the pits now. This is going to be close. I think Equals is going to come out ahead. Is our gamer going to come out ahead of Run Cruiser? This may... Oh, Run Cruiser, yeah. Run Cruiser just behind our gamer. That is going to be a blessing in disguise for our gamer, as he has lost DRS range, but he will have a moment or two to get his tires up to speed. One lap fresher tires, not really that significant at this point in the race, but over the remainder of the race, I mean, we still have, what, 25 laps to go. So that undercut of Equals worked out nicely. Thought he was going to get caught up in a bit of traffic, but was able to navigate Run Cruiser without much without much fuss, and that is exactly what he needed to do. As you can see, he's got a lead now, 1 lap difference in pitting, and there you go, 1.4 is the gap. So Equals seems like he's got full control of this race at this part of the race. Smelto staying out on these hards, Run Cruiser as well, running long on these hards, and yeah, I'm trying to see who else have we got. With Smelto still has to pit, Run Cruiser still has to pit, Basco still has to pit, Matt as well. Oh, as I say that, Matt picks up a penalty, and ooh, what is going on here? Yeah, he's picked up a penalty, cutting turn 1 it seems, in his efforts to get past this slower car ahead, which is Basco on these old hards. Matt is looking pretty frustrated, it has to be said. And he might go down the inside here. No, looks like Basco is working hard to defend his position, as he's allowed to do. But he is costing himself time here. But I guess this could well be for a position by the end of the race. And Matt, yeah, Matt with that penalty as well. He's going to be kicking himself. But there is a battle behind as well. Giannis and Hudem, both Greek boys, looking pretty close here, and they are on the exact same tire here as well, same age tire. I mean, Hudem's is 1 lap younger, but he's looking like a nice little battles forming here in the midfield, which is great to see. Let's have a look at Mato, as he looks like he's going to try something around the outside, but yeah, there's no... Oh, and he goes into the wall, and that is going to add further frustration to Matt, who, yeah, he's not having a good phase of the race. That time penalty, that contact with the wall, and behind as well. Hudem having a little look on the inside there, but oh, it can be super frustrating, as Matt looks like... Oh, Matt has no front wing. Matt is ghosted as well. Oh, this is horrible for Matt. So he has lost his front wing somehow, and maybe he ran into the back of Basco, and that's what's done it. Matt losing his cool here today, it looks like. Backs out of it completely to let Hudem and Giannis past, and you can see he is struggling to brake in that Haas. Crawley voice in chat saying hello there. In the poo talking. Crawley, what happened to you? You're DNF'd, I see, but what happened? Was it all too much for you, man? Matt in the pits, I thought this would happen. Yeah, we saw a lot of frustration in that cockpit, and I'm sure the air in that cockpit is le bleu. But yeah, we are down 5 drivers, so that leaves 12? 13? 5 minus 17 is 12. Yes. I did get a C in Maths, GCSE, a long time ago. Schemagus, way off the pace, but as we saw yesterday, if you just hold in, or hang in there, you can pick up a points just by finishing the race. Dice, I'm not sure how many laps he's done at this point, but he's probably thinking that himself. If I stay in this race, I may well get a point or two, as people around me struggle. Larson currently P11. We've got Run Cruiser in the pits, so he is one of the last guys out there on old hards. Run Cruiser, Smelto being the other driver on old hards. Schemagus may well have to pit again before the end of the race. And Run Cruiser coming out in P9, so plenty of clear air on these fresh mediums. May be able to pick up some positions. Might actually be able to get on to the back of Giannis. And we will have a look up ahead as well. We've got Smelto in P3, but still has to pit. So essentially we've got Giannis in P3. So all this hard work he's putting in defending this P4 position may well pay off, as he is literally fighting for a podium. And Hoodham will be aware of that soon enough. Once Smelto pits, he'll realise, if he hasn't done so already, that this battle is for podium. So keeping the pressure on is the order of the day. Obviously he wants to avoid running into the back of his fellow Greek driver. But yeah, just keep the pressure on. Hopefully the guy ahead will pick up some damage, and you can then profit massively. And look at the yeah, he is pushing him through every corner here. And as a driver ahead, you're going to feel a lot of, it's kind of intimidating. It does add a lot of pressure to feel that breath on your neck as you get hunted down. Janice doing alright here. He knows what he has to do. Really, the two overtaking spots in this track are the one that we're about to come up to here through the tunnel. If you time it correctly, use a bit of DRS, get a bit of slipstream, you can send it down the inside or potentially round the outside, but you have to be fully committed and you have to get a really good exit from the previous corner. And the other place, of course, being the start-finish straight, but it is quite a short straight. And even though you get DRS and you will have ERS available to you, it can be a bit of a mission to get the move on. So Hoodham doing alright here. I don't know what advice I would give Hoodham if I was crew chiefing him right now. I'd probably just keep doing what you're doing. Basco in the pits, and that's allowed Christian up to P6. So P6, obviously more points than P7 for Christian. Does have that time penalty, but yeah, Christian very much in damage limitation mode. He's trying to recover from a pretty poor showing in the start of the race. What else we got here? We've got some chat here. Let's go. To be fair, Monaco is tough for controller. Yeah, I can't imagine, but it's just tough in general. Monaco really tests the patience of drivers. That is very true, and I think that, you know, that was case in hand with Matt there. You could see his frustration just building up there until it just boiled over and his race crumbled and he decided to just leave the session. He had had enough. Damien, remember season 12 when he was trying to pass me? I actually watched that race last night, and yeah, that was an interesting race. I got absolutely smashed into turn 1. But yeah, there was some dubious overtaking attempts, shall we say, in that race, Bob. And Crawley Voice cheering on Dice. Dice needs 2 more DNFs and to bring it home. I mean, yeah. Just retire. Retire the car. Oh, big news. Our gamer now within DRS range. And yeah, sometimes I can indicate the driver ahead might have an issue. They might have front wing damage. We don't see any visible damage, but it could well be yellow damage on that car. But yeah, we're down to 12 drivers, so 5 drivers have left us. RIP, guys. 12 remain, however. And although a lot of these gaps are quite big, we do have some battles on track. Christian is pitting off those old hards. He gets another front wing. And I think I might have just cursed him because I was saying how well he's recovering there. And now he's had to go in and get another front wing. Is going to come out, I think, ahead of Schemagis. So P9 on fresh mediums, but the P8 Basco has fresh mediums. Run Cruiser on relatively fresh mediums. So Christian, with that 3-second time penalty, is carrying a heavy load today. And that may well weigh him down. P9, 2 points on the table. Oh, is he? I'm pretty sure he just clipped the wall there, but no damage done for now. But yeah, let's go up front again. Our gamer is putting the pressure on. He's got this gap down to 0.4, and yeah, this is what we're talking about. Keep the pressure on. You may well just distract the guy ahead, or just put that extra bit of pressure on. Can crack even the toughest of diamonds. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, our gamer, lots of ERS in the tank, but unfortunately for him, Equals also has the same. I'm wondering about, let's have a look at how, shouldn't really do this, but it is important. How many warnings do these front 2 have? Equals does not have 1, and we have, our gamer has 2 warnings, so that is a big factor today. I mean, we're just over the halfway point of the race, so that's hard. Our gamer 1 warning away from a penalty that would spell doom for his bids for the race win. But P2 still looking pretty secure for our gamer. Giannis is leading this DRS train for the final podium position, and I tell you what, we've got a bit of a fight on our hands here. It's Smelto on these mediums, getting a pretty good exit using a bit of air. Oh, and he decides to send it down the outside, but of course that wall comes jutting out, and that has caused some damage there as Run Cruiser getting past Zoom in the background. But yeah, let's have a look at that again. Giannis. Yeah, that's worked out nicely for Giannis. That's give him a bit of a cooldown from the pressure behind. Hood him down 1.6. That cost him a lot of time, and it might have cost him a bit of damage. Smelto has damage. You can see it on the front left of his end plate. That is disaster for him. He was looking great, but it's just like Bob, you were saying in chat about the patience. This really will test the driver's patience, and I think Smelto just needed to be a little bit more patient there, and he might be thanking the FIA, or oh, and he goes into the wall, and that's a big contact. He has no front wing now, so here we go. This is it. This is front wing damage leads to further front wing damage, usually in Monaco, and Smelto taking that to the extreme as he pulls into the pits. Looking like, we could go for softs here, I believe, but he decides for mediums, and then front wing, of course, and he will come out of the track. It looks like Christian's going to get this done, get this move done. Christian 10.9, so very fast lap from Christian here, and Smelto coming out of the pits behind Christian. Yeah, so that's good news for Christian. And Christian looks like he's pushing this car to the limit, and that might be a bit risky, but may also bring him a lot more points here, as he is currently P8, and we do have a yellow flag. What am I missing on track here? Is it still going on with these Greek fellas up front? Hudem and Giannis. Looks like Hudem still has a lot of pace in the car, so maybe not damage for Hudem, which is good news for him, and good news for us as this battle will resume. Hudem using a bit of ERS on the straight just to keep Giannis within range, and again he will seek to apply pressure for the remainder of this race. Our gamer as well, maintaining that gap just about 0.8, 0.7 is the gap for now, and yeah, our gamer again, we have to revisit that. He's two warnings and 14 laps to go, 13 after this one. That, that is interesting. That it may well affect how he approaches the final stint of this race, but if I feel like our gamer knows that there's a win potentially on the cards as well, so interesting times up at the front. It also has to be said as well, our gamer can choose, he can afford to risk it for a biscuit, because 31 seconds is a gap behind. That means our gamer could pit and still come out in P2, so that affords him a bit of wiggle room. Even if he does pick up penalty, it looks like P2 is secured unless he does pick up some damage. Not Smelto, but the Zoom is in the pits. New front wing, new set of soft tires. Christian up to P7, so Christian will be thankful of that pit stop from the Zoom, as he will not have to do that overtake on track, and Christian will now seek to rein in P6 driver Basco. Gap currently 5 seconds, but again, let's go to P4, P3. These guys are still at it. Yeah, Giannis, a bit sketchy going through the going over that chicane there. It kind of unsettled the car massively. Bit of a sausage curve there you have to navigate. You can see it there as well. Yeah, you have to be very kind of not too cautious, but you do have to take into account that will unsettle the car as you fly across it at speed. Very easy to hit the wall on the exit of that corner. But yeah, continuing the pressure here. So I think we'll just watch this battle for a while and see how this plays out. Oh, and he's close now. Hudem is very close, but yeah, Giannis knows what to do with that car. Just make it as wide as possible and defend any likely moves from Hudem. Giannis will know that this next run down to the chicane, another opportunity, and Giannis, yeah, of course, using a bit of ERS just to defend any potential move from Hudem. Hudem having to look down the inside, but too far back for now. So yeah, Hudem showing good patience here. Run Cruiser though is lurking in the background in the McLaren on those 10-lap mediums. But yeah, enjoying this battle between these two drivers. Hudem being very patient. I mean, I expected maybe a little dive here or there, you know, just to test the waters. But so far he's happy enough. He's content to sit behind Giannis. And is setting his car up in a great position to pounce if there is an opportunity to do so. Ooh, close to the wall there. And yeah, just getting a little drink in my. Oh, our gamer is in the pit, so yeah, putting on a fresh set of sauce. Interesting. Is he going to go for that fastest lap? Is that what he's thinking? He will come out P2. There's no danger of that position being taken from him, as Aston Martin does pass him by, but that is P11 Skamagas unlapping himself from our gamer. Our gamer coming out with plenty of error, and 19 seconds is the gap from equals to our gamer. I mean, 10 laps left, 9 laps left of this race. Not going to be able to close that up, I'd imagine. We will, of course, keep an eye on it. Giannis picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is huge. And that's exactly what Hudem, all his patience, all his effort has paid off. He didn't lose his cool. He kept the pressure up. And Giannis now has made a mistake. But Hudem might have a problem of his own. He may have a driver coming up and putting him under similar pressure as he has done to Giannis. So Hudem, Ron Cruiser, both fighting for that final podium position. Going to be interesting to see how this fares. Ron Cruiser and 12 lap old mediums, so they might be coming to the end of their life, but generally at the end of the tire's performance, you know, once it gets off the optimal performance, it tends to dip, and then it tends to kind of flatline, no matter what tire you're on. So Ron Cruiser and Hudem probably on similar pace tires, and yeah, Hudem will see that McLaren behind him. He knows he's going to come under pressure, and that's going to force him to try something against Giannis here, I think. He can't afford for Ron Cruiser to get up close behind him and send it somewhere and steal that podium. But we are running out of lap times here, or laps here. We're down to 8 laps after this one. 7 laps after this one. I don't know. It's hard to tell. 31 minus 39 is 8. Right? We all agree? Don't do math. Let's have a look from Ron Cruiser's point of view. Looks like he's got plenty of grip left in those medium tires. Oh, an R-gamer. Fastest lap, as we'd expect, and oh, I thought he was making his way past equals here, but look at the amount of time he's taken out of that lead. 12.9, so it was 19 seconds when he came out of the pits after 2 laps. 12.4. Do we have a battle on our hands for the lead? I think Argumer may well find himself running out of laps here to get this done, but good call from him to pit, get that fastest lap, because that will be an extra point after the race regardless of where he does finish. And we've got Christian in the pits, and it's another from wing change for Christian, and I believe that's 4 pit stops for him today, I believe. Meanwhile, Dice is in P12 in no man's land, pretty much. He does have these guys behind him though. Giannis, Hudem, Ron Cruiser. Dice picking up a penalty in the Nouvelle Chicane here as these guys make their way through without any penalties. Let's have a look on board with Giannis. Yeah, you're going to see Dice up ahead. Will be ghosted, but still you have to navigate another car. Can be a bit off-putting. May prove an opportunity here for the likes of Hudem or possibly Ron Cruiser. to make a move. Up front, our gamer, the gap is down 8.4 is the gap right now, as we've got Smelto and Basco swapping positions. Smelto and Basco teammates, so that looked like team orders. Is Smelto on the fresher tires, and Basco allowing his teammate to get that fresh air up ahead and try to rein in that battle for that little DRS trend for P3. 6.5 is the gap. May well be able to do it, depending on how much Giannis is holding up these guys from behind. But again, very frustrating. Behind a slower driver, you know you're faster than him, but you just can't get that move done. You just cannot afford to risk it. Oh, equals is out! We've got equals out of the session! What has happened? This is massive. It brought out a safety car as well. This is goal for our gamer. And we just passed. We just passed him, so that is at the top of the hill, I believe. Let me see, let me get this straight. Where was that? Where was that? Yeah, I think top of the hill, I believe. Equals is dead. Oh my god, who would have thought it? Yeah, so Bablos, what were we saying about the safety car there, bro? We got a full safety car, man. At Monaco? Oh my word. So excuse me. Our gamer leading the race. No, the equals has DNF'd, and that is terrible. I mean, I really do feel for equals there, leading the race. Looked like he was gonna just lead the whole race effectively, and lap 33 puts it in the wall, as our gamer, rightly so, comes in to the pits, puts on a fresh set of softs, and yeah, everybody putting on a fresh set of softs, apart from Larson. What? Hold on a minute. Larson on 19 lap hards. Interesting. I think Larson will pit, however, opting to go for the freshest of the fresh sauce. This is no good for Dice, however, as he is multiple laps down at this point of the race. I think at least one, anyway. Oh, Giannis! Oh, what have you done, Giannis? Drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car, and a P2 was on the cards. But that is gone. He is thrown it away. High drama at Monaco. Giannis will be kicking himself. He did have that free second time penalty already to his name, I believe. Let me just check that. Giannis. No, Giannis did not have a penalty, that's right. Just the drive-through. So he's thrown away that P2. So lots happening at the tail end of this race. What is that? 6 drivers now. I've DNF'd. Dice still hanging in there. Will be P11 once this all plays out. If one driver retires, he will get a point. Unless that driver is him. Larson, as we called it, has decided to come into the pits. And comes out just about ahead of Skamagas, which is good news for Larson. We have to look at these penalties. 3 seconds Run Cruiser, 3 seconds Christian. Drive-through for Skamagas as well as Giannis. Dice 3 seconds. So that 3 seconds for Run Cruiser may well cost him a lot here. Christian as well. 3 second time penalty is going to cost him a lot. But I tell you what. Oh, as Skamagas goes into the wall under safety car. I think it's what we were saying previously. It's a race of attrition. We're on lap 35, and I think everybody's just had enough at this point, so they just need to eke out whatever stamina they have left and finish this one off in one piece. Our gamer will be, yeah, he will not be believing himself, pinching himself. Is this a dream? This is all just played out perfectly for him. Obviously, you'd want to be leading the race for the majority of it, but our gamer, not having to do anything now, he equals took himself out of the running, and our gamer top of the pops. And we're saying Janice, who was that? Pool. Someone went into the pits. Oh, Skamagas, yeah. Skamagas in the pits. Has a drive-through to serve as well here. But will not be able to do that until the safety car is in. And I reckon that might be the next lap. Might be this lap, however. Yeah, quite a number of cars still have to make their way up to the safety car. And, yeah. I have to say, quite some drama at the tail end of the race. I wonder who's going to win this one, though. I mean, obviously our gamer is the main man, but as we've seen in previous late safety cars, it's a final, like, it's basically a 5-lapper. Although we're now down to what, 2 laps? There'll be, yeah, the safety car will be in this lap, so we've got 2 laps without DRS. So any moves that are made will be made without DRS, pure skill, ERS, and possibly a smidge of slipstream. Yep, safety car in this lap. Let's ride on board with the lead car of our gamer as he takes us down into the final corners of the lap. Actually, let's... Oh, this is interesting. So this is the view from Gianna. So you've got Dice ahead. You've got another car. I believe that's Larson ahead. So our gamer has a nice gap. He has lap cars ahead of him, and he's leaving it as late as possible. Yep, he is off underway, and Janice has to navigate these 2 cars. They will be ghosted, but again, will put you off a little bit as Larson does the nice thing, and Dice does not. Dice says, nope, I'm just going to go for hell for leather here, even though there's... Oh, here. Dice into the wall. There we go. Basco on for a P2 spot. He just has to hold on to the back of Janice. But look at that gap already. Is 2 seconds as we're getting a yellow flag. Ooh, that might have been Dice is slowing down there again. And yeah, what have we got on our hands here? Basco is going to profit from Janice's penalty. Actually, when we look at that penalty, it's a drive-through, so Janice has to pit. So effectively Basco in P2 here. Run Cruiser will be P3. Smelto, however, and yep. I think oh, Hoodum gets a free second time penalty at the back there. Christian has got himself 6 seconds in total. That's going to hurt him massively when they cross the line here, especially with this late safety car. And I'm just trying to make sense of these penalties. It looks like Janice in the pits, and this is going to hurt him so much. The whole race he was looking good for a podium, and this drive through at this late part of the race with all the cars bunched up is going to bring him out in P8, and still may pick up a position or 2 with those penalties ahead for those other drivers. But yeah, let's have a look. Who's the other driver penalty? It's Run Cruiser. He has got Smelto behind him. He's also got Zoom in this fight for a podium. But as we said, Smelto looking nice here for that P3 spot. And a P2 and a P3 for the Alfa Romeo boys, potentially. But our gamer up front is just stretching his legs out. At this point, he just needs to bring it home. He doesn't need to do anything fancy. And can even afford to pick up a bit of front wing damage if he chooses to, but I wouldn't advise that. And it's been a great win from our gamer here, exactly what he needed in terms of the championship. And Christian will rue this race. It was a wasted opportunity to rein that lead of our gamers in, but our gamer seals the top of the championship, and it's 26 points for our gamer, unless someone else can slip in a fastest lap there. And we've got Smelto. Oh, Run Cruiser down. Yep, that's due to the time penalty. So Run Cruiser crossing line in P3, but dropping down to P5 with a penalty. Christian P6 in the end. So McLaren P5, P6. Giannis 20-second time penalty on serve driver, even though we did see him serve that driver. Interesting. And Dice, what a race from Dice. P11. Missed out on a point, but completed the race. Fair play to him. Yeah, let's have a look at the final standings once the podium celebrations are finished. Our gamer taking the win in Monaco. The jewel in the F1 crown, apparently. He takes it home today. Great showing from him. And really, even though Equals looked like he was going to win that race, I mean, we will never find out if our gamer could have challenged him in the final phase of the race. Obviously, those soft tires were looking pretty good initially in that final phase of the race, but it definitely would have been a big ask to get that overtake done on this track. But our gamer, fastest lap, P1, and that's 26 points from Basco and Smelto. Absolutely superb finishes from both those gentlemen. P2, P3, so great points for Alfa Romeo. Zoom, the reserve. P4, won the Tier 3 race yesterday, showing he can mix it with the best of them here in Tier 2. Run Cruiser, that time penalty cost him dearly. Christian, that time penalty and those incidents. Many pit stops today, 4 pit stops for Christian. See Dice with 5, Schemagis is also with 5. But yeah, Giannis, that drive-through penalty cost him dearly. And that's it. The race is done. I believe it's time for the interviews. And this may well be a brief session because, yeah, usually, oh flip, I'm not even in the commentator's booth. Yoink. So, yeah, we may well just end the stream there. Drivers have had a long, hard race, and will probably want to just de-stress. And, oh, let's have a look in the Discord. Lots of all caps coming on from RCC Giannis. Okay, this race must stop lap 34. Okay. Yeah, I can understand the frustration for sure, but we can certainly have a look at that after the race. Crowley's saying he's going from Tier 3 to Tier 2. Is that what you're saying? Cool. Like you're leading the championship in Tier 3 too. You're just gonna give that away. That's commendable. That is commendable. You heard it here first. Official. Crowley gives up his Tier 3 seat, moves to Tier 2. But yeah, we do have some interviews. We've got our gamer Christian, the Zoom. I'm gonna bring our gamer in first. Our gamer. What a race! What a race! Listen, 39 laps. For most of them, you had a pretty good view of one particular guy. Looked like he was going to win that race. And then you pitted for sauce, and then equals DNFs. Do you think the fact that you had those sauce on had anything to do with it? Because that gap was coming down pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it may be like pressure on him, but yeah, it's just so unfortunate. Like he was holding on. He was just on it today, and he deserved the win after like last week's penalty on the pits. But yeah, I don't know. Like I actually wasn't really going for like an overtake on him. I wasn't even planning on it. It was just like for like a fast slap, and I would just see like will he respond? Because if he responds, I would have the undercut and I'd be ahead. And I think I had similar pace to him, so I'd be in front of him when he pits again, or if he like responds to my undercut. But yeah, I don't know actually. Like I think even if I arrived behind him in the last few laps, I still don't know if I would have gone for it because Equals is a very good driver, and I'm not really a dive bomb kind of guy. So I really don't know if I'm gonna send this on him in any corner because he was on it today, the whole race.
Yeah, well, I was kind of thinking that, and Chad, like you had nothing to lose if you went on the sauce, and then you could get that fast slap, which is exactly what you did. And it also might have just put a wee bit of I don't know, a bit of doubt in Equal's mind. That's what I was wondering. I wouldn't mind speaking to him to see if that was the case, but yeah, it's very unfortunate for him. Leading most of the race, it looked like he was gonna take home the win, but as you know, and I want to hear from you. Like, did you have any contact with the wall? Because plenty of front wing damage out there today from the stream.
I don't think so. I don't know, like not really. Like maybe like a tap in a slow section, but it's not like a head on, just like a brush from the left side. So not really. Like I was very careful through the whole race. Maybe that's why I had better pace or like good pace in the race because I was just careful and I just focused on the exits and I was really like very calm and just taking it easy every lap. But I think because I was trying to maybe pressure equals in the I think middle of the stint, medium stint, and I got two warnings after that. So I just stopped pressuring and I just want to chill and just yeah, finish P2. I was happy with that in the end.
Yeah, so you didn't have any damage during the race, and
No,
pretty controlled and drive from you throughout.
I like to think so.
Yeah, it seemed that way, from stream. Obviously, it's hard to tell, exactly what a driver is thinking, but it did seem like you were happy enough, just to kind of follow Equals, hope for a mistake from him, and that proved to be the case today. Didn't expect it, especially at that late phase of the race, but there you go. Um, yeah, so obviously for the championship, that is pretty amazing for you. Sealed your bid for the title. Christian had a bit of a sketchy race today. A lot of pit stops. I think he had 4 pit stops in the end. 6-second penalty as well. Didn't go his way today. So how are you feeling about that championship bid? Obviously we're running out of races now. You must be feeling pretty good at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Like I, I know that Monaco is not really Christian like favorite track or like track he's like fast at it. But I think you'll be back in next week in Bahrain, and I'll be on the back foot again after having like a 2 good races in Brazil and Monaco. But I just wanna, if he's at the fastest in Bahrain, I wanna be P2 at least. I think if I'm there behind him through the whole season, I would be finishing I think first. So I'm just happy to stay behind, and I think I have a couple of races or a couple of tracks I'm good at, but I'll review them when quality happens, maybe or the race.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the calendar actually. You've got a couple of home tracks coming up, haven't you?
Yeah, 2 home tracks according to you,
Nice.
Bahrain and Jeddah. Bahrain, I'm not good at. I know Matt is super fast there, so I think he will redeem himself after. Uh, I think he had incident in the race today, so he'll be back next week in Bahrain, and I think he will have the fastest pace from tier two. But we'll see. I will try to keep up. Bahrain is not really a favorite track for me. I just don't like it. But Jeddah, I have enjoyed it a lot. So I think it's you know my my best track in Jeddah. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, because yeah, I don't want to get into too much, but obviously that title. I mean, it does. I'm sure you're thinking about it. Like it is within touching distance, but obviously you don't want to get too obsessed about it, like, because we know what can happen in races. Anything can go. I just want to ask you about your. I just saw a comment here from Dice. He said 4 to 5 pit stops and still P11 in Monaco. What do you think about that statement?
How many did guys finish? I think it was like 13 guys or 12. But I think it's improvement. I think guys finished the race, so that's good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will
But
he?
what about did you see quali?
Yeah, it did actually. Oh, yeah, that was a good lap from you, but like it was so tight between you, the two of you. You did
Yeah.
your fast. You did one lap. It was fast, and then you went on and did another lap on the same tires, yeah, and went
Yeah.
faster.
Monaco, like I think Monaco is you don't use much ELS, and the confidence is more effect on the lap time than the tires. So the second lap you're more confident, you're more prepared, so you can go faster even with the loss in pace from the tire wear. Yeah, but the last lap was so good. I think I did very good first sector and second sector as well.
Yeah.
But I just got some oversteer in the last corner and
Oh
ruined
yeah.
it.
Oh yes. That lap. Yeah, I did catch it on stream. Yeah, they exit onto the start finish straight. I think yeah. You if you hadn't made that mistake, you would have been pole. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was up like a tenth and some change. So yeah, but
That could have been a 108 then. Yeah.
yeah, I did the 108 in practice before. So,
Whoa.
but I think that was a good one. It was a good lap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You'll enjoy that on stream then. I think I did run with you for the entirety of the lap, pretty much. But yeah, Gamer, thanks for joining us in the commentator booth. We will no doubt speak to you again soon, and congrats on the win and fastest lap.
Thank you very much. Bye
GG,
bye.
GG. We're going to quickly bring in Christian. We want to speak to Christian. We had a word with our gamer there. Obviously, you guys are vying it out for the title this season in Tier 2, and our gamer was leading by 10 points going into this one. Obviously, not the result you wanted today. Just tell us about it. It looked like it was one of those races where nothing went right for you.
Yeah, well, it was. I just wanted to straight line a wall, basically, the whole race. Uh, because here comes the excuses. Get ready. Well, I've been getting so many screen freezes.
Oh
The last
yeah,
couple of weeks.
yeah, I have seen you mention that actually. Yeah, so that affected you today as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but it haven't been like a big problem in the races where the walls aren't close, so I could kind of get away with it. But in Monaco and just the smallest screen freezes ever up, and it's gonna end in tears. Yeah, and probably some skill issue. I'll take that part.
I think out of all the tracks though, like Monaco is the one track where you don't want to have any screen freezes at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the fact that you actually did get a bunch of points today with 4 pit stops and probably at least 3 front wing changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive actually. Um, but yeah, like I mean, was there any like you were saying you wanted to straight line the car? Was there any point where you were seriously thinking, "I'll just retire here. This is not my day."
Uh, After I got front wing, well, the first time I got front wing damage, I pitted for a new front wing, and I was like I don't know, 13 or something on hards on lap 5.
Yeah.
And I was really thinking about just going to the pits and retire. But it's Monaco, you never know what can happen, but you can't really overtake, so you really gotta hope for some crazy crash up at the front, or something. Your equals crashed out somehow. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, I
So
think
I was.
yeah, I think that was at the top of the hill. You know, the right-hander when you come out of the
Yeah,
that long
he was right
left-hander.
behind me. He was about to lap me, so
Oh
I
no way!
basically
Serious?
could watch it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I was just hoping AR Game would do the same thing basically the whole race.
Yeah, it wasn't to be, but you survived Monaco, 39 laps of Monaco once again.
Yes, sir.
Good job. And you know, we were talking to our gamer about the rest of the races. We're running out of races, but are you still thinking that the title is within reach?
I don't know how many races are left.
There's 5 races left.
5 races. I mean, it's not undoable, but it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
yeah. There's.
I was contemplating on just retiring from the whole championship because of the screen freezes, but you know, with 5 races left, I may as well try. So
Yeah. Hopefully we get that issue resolved somehow. I don't know how or what's causing them or whatever, but yeah. Not good. I've had those myself before, and it just makes the race unenjoyable. You can't enjoy it at all.
yeah, completely. I
Sucks.
just gotta reboot my whole computer and
That
cross my
might
fingers.
that might help. That might help. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, GG anyway, man. It was a good job sticking in there. Those points may be crucial at the end of the race or at the end of the season. You never know.
Yeah.
So good job of that, and hopefully you do resolve your technical issues. So, yeah, GG, man, and we'll speak to you soon, I'm sure.
GG's, thank you.
All right. Bye. Last but not least, we're going to bring in the Zoom, the winner of the Tier 3 race. P4 today, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, man. And Tier 2, mixing it up
Yeah.
with the big boys, man. Well, like, how did you feel out there today?
I mean, I was feeling pretty decent. I mean, I took wing damage at probably the worst opportunity, but I mean, I kept it clean like I did in the last race, so it wasn't that hard to transition from each.
Okay, and any damage out there today? Did you kiss the wall?
I kissed the wall probably at least like 8 times, but I approached the wall at like the right angle, so I didn't take any damage. I did like hit my wing like once, but luckily with the DNFs late in the race, like I managed to get that P4, which is great.
Okay, sorry, I've got a bunch of dogs here going crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, tell us, like, what was the difference between yesterday's race and today's race then? Like, obviously,
Just qualifying.
oh,
That's
just
it.
qualifying, yeah.
The qualifying was rough. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got like a 10.3, and in like Tier 3 I got like a 9.5, which I don't know where that would have put me in this quality, but the fact that I had to like siphon the field a little bit kind of made it so I was on the back foot for the majority of the race. Meanwhile, when I was in the lead, it was much more comfortable because I was pulling away for the most part, but it was great. I enjoyed this race more than the Tier 3 one. Just because, like, I know I didn't have a goal set in mind, so, like, I basically just fought for whatever I had.
Good stuff. Yeah, we didn't see you much on stream, so it looked like you were just kind of doing your own thing today and not getting mixed up in too many battles out there. Was there any part of the race where you were stuck behind like a slower car and you didn't have any opportunity to pass them or whatever?
I think once I pitted for the first time from the mediums to the hards, I was held up behind somebody in the middle of the pack who just like decided to go like as long as possible. I don't know if they were waiting for like BSC or something, but besides that, like I was the one pretty much being chased by like Christian.
Oh yeah.
So I was a little bit startled. Like I'm surprised that in Tier 2 they had a safety car and we couldn't even get one in Tier 3. Like
Yeah,
we
I was
just had
impressed as
BSCs.
well. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
interesting. Hey, yeah, I mean, it didn't really affect the race too much, apart from the fact that Equals obviously died. But
Yeah.
apart from that, yeah. I mean, obviously the penalties as well came into play then.
Yes,
So
it's huge.
You were able to avoid penalties today, so that's another credit to your name.
Yeah, that tier 3 race kind of set me up for this one, because once I knew I was not getting any penalties in the tier 3 race, I was confident I wouldn't get any of this one.
Yeah, and quite a few drivers getting penalties. And under the safety car, I think 2 drivers got drive-free penalties.
Skmag and somebody else.
Yeah, it was Janice. I saw Janice in chat. He was not happy about that. He says we should take the result from lap 34, so I don't know about that.
Lap 34, alright.
Yeah, I don't know about that now. But yeah, great to see you in Tier 2. Great to see you like being competitive in Tier 2 as well. So hopefully we'll see you reserve in Tier 2 more often in the future.
Yeah.
But for now, and you may well be driver of the day, I haven't really thought about it, but I think P4 and Tier 2, you might well get that. Shine, bro.
Yes, sir. Come on, that's my first.
Okay, well, yeah, that's it. You get driver of the day. Good effort. P4 in Tier 2 after a solid win in Tier 3 as well. So, a good week for you this week for Monaco. And we'll see you on track soon again, I'm sure, the Zoom. And thanks for taking the time to join us in the commentators booth.
No problem. Take care.
Cheers, bro. That's it. We're going to wrap it up and turn off the Canadian national anthem. But that's it. Yeah, we're back tomorrow. Tier 1, it'll be Bob and myself, as per usual. For Tier 1 at Monaco, are we going to see another safety car? Are we going to see some rain? That's at 7:30 tomorrow. Be sure to tune in, and we will speak soon. Thanks very much for watching, everyone, and catch you later.